Have you ever tried to sound smart, maybe in a formal conversation or if you were trying to impress somebody, and ended up saying something completely wrong, but almost right? Well, congratulations. What you experienced was called a malapropism. Malapropism is when you mix up words that sound familiar, but they mean wildly different things. And the result is often unintentional comedy gold. So let's dive in. What is a malapropism? The word malapropism comes from a character named Mrs. Malaprop in a very old English play. As a character, she would often use the wrong words, and she used to do this continuously throughout the play. And obviously, a lot of humor was generated, and it cracked everyone up. A malapropism usually happens when, number one, the word sounds fancy, or you're trying to be formal or smart in your communication, but the wrong word sneaks in, and of course, chaos follows. So I'll give you a few examples today, hilarious examples of a malapropism. He's the pineapple of politeness. Now you don't speak it as pineapple, you use the pronunciation pineapple. What you were trying to say though was he's the pinnacle of politeness, but ended up using the word pineapple. Sir, I present to you the fruitiest gentleman of them all. Number two, don't put the cat before the horse. Now you were not trying to use the word cat, but you ended up using it. What you were trying to say was, don't put the cart before the horse. Yes, and make sure the hamster is driving. Number three, she's an scapegoat. Now what you meant was scapegoat and not an scapegoat. And a scapegoat sounds like a superhero farm animal. I hope Marvel is listening. If there was ever a scapegoat, we would have movies about her too. Example 4. It's a mute point. Now the word that you were trying to use was moot. It was a moot point. But you ended up using the word mute instead. What a moot point means is it's irrelevant or debatable. But it could be mute point too, because obviously the point refuses to speak by itself. Number 5. Texas has a lot of electrical votes. Now obviously what you were trying to say was Texas has a lot of electoral votes rather than electrical votes. Texas is running high on voltage this year, it seems. Now, examples are alright, mistakes are alright, humor is fun, but why do malapropisms happen technically speaking? So most of us use malapropisms without knowing it. Why? We've heard the word before, but we've never seen it written. Or we associate it with a similar sounding word. And we try to sound smart or formal, but like we've spoken about multiple times, English is a very tricky language. So it's like your brain went close enough and you hit the send button without actually double checking if it was indeed the correct word. So what is our takeaway from today's video? Malapropisms are funny, but they also remind us how pronunciation and vocabulary matter. Confidence is great, but clarity is also really important. So what you can do is listen well and check meanings of the words while you're trying to use them in your vocabulary, which will help us avoid accidental comedy, if I may. Next time you're unsure of a word, don't use it, look it up. You don't want to call someone the suppository of wisdom instead of the repository of wisdom, right? So the next time someone says something almost right, don't correct them immediately. Laugh, smile, and say, you, my friend, are the pineapple of precision. So here's a challenge for you all. If you heard a funny malapropism lately, or maybe used one yourself, drop it in the comments. Let's all laugh together and learn together. Do like, save, and follow our video for more communication tools that keep coming your way. The idea is for us to focus on clear, clever, and sometimes catastrophically wrong communication. Have a good one.